the team a little bit lower, down toward that gold and silver level. So obviously we'll see what they can get going here. AFKZ, definitely a very respectable rank by all means. So we'll see how he's able to do on that jet. May have some other players maybe able to strike above what their rank class says. Obviously, it's always possible a player or two has a great game above where they, are directly ranked in that ladder. Maybe they don't play ranked ladder as much, but they are a great player. So obviously we'll have to wait and see what they can get for their side. But obviously, as you mentioned, definitely a little bit of a favorite here in terms of Modern Day here, but we'll wait and see how it's going. It's a rough start to both seasons. Modern Day currently 1-2, whereas the opposition, Weston Ninjas, currently yet to pick up their first game of the season. So we'll see which team will advance a little further. Modern Day could move up to 2-2, get themselves on that half and half bracket side there, but obviously we'll have to wait and see. But Haven, definitely an interesting map pick here. Not too many maps with the 3 sites, so I'm curious to see how that'll shake things up.
And I agree, because going into this match, it is pretty much going to be who is going to be the powerhouse. Like you said, we talked about Modern Day in the past. They are not ones to be messed around with. Again, like you said, 1-2 for Modern Day. For WTN Ninjas, it's 0-3. So hopefully they are. Oh, we have a technical timeout. Looks like one of their teammates disconnected. So that is very concerning.
Yeah, yeah, definitely not the greatest start to the map here. As we do have the Cypher disconnecting for this attacking side of Western Ninjas, but again, not a big problem, right? They'll get that game reset, the PC reset, whatever it is that they need to get going, and then we'll be good to go back in the game. But we can take a peek at the comp here. A couple of interesting things between the teams. Both teams are running with a Jet, Omen, Fade, and Cypher, and then you do have the swap up. Both teams are on double duelist, but it will be the side of Zero Mean on the Waylay. XPL Weston going to be on the Reyna, as we do get to check this match might not be on the exact correct settings, but we'll make sure that we can get everything fixed up to proper accordance here before we get going. But what do you think about these comps here? Are you a fan of the Waylay or the Reyna more?
I will say we've seen Rayla actually do a bit of damage early on in the
Yeah.
matchup. So I feel like this Reyna, depending on who's going to be the better player coming out of it, might do the best damage coming into the match. Again, both these are running Jets. They're running Ciphers, Omen, all that. This is pretty much going to figure out who is going to be the better player coming into this matchup.
And yeah, again, I'm curious to see exactly what the setups are going to be. Obviously, we get to get into our first round while we try and get this game reset and get our player back in the lobby. But we do see a couple of interesting things here to start. The attackers leaning towards A pretty heavily. Obviously, they're just running around basically meaninglessly right now, but interesting to see them potentially considering A for their pistol hit. And then on the defensive side, it looks like a pretty standard split with 2A, 1 garage, 1 on both B and C. Interesting to keep in mind as well, Cypher, the one real setup character, is going to be leaning on that C at least, but it does look like we have... Yeah, we are going to need to get the lobby reset here, so apologies again for the delay. We'll send things over to a really quick break. Hopefully won't be more than a couple of minutes before we actually get into our first and only game of the day. Alrighty, we are back. Apologies for the delay. We believe we've got everything fixed up here. We did get a couple of composition swaps here. Looks like the side of Weston Ninjas running back the same composition. We will still see the Jet and the Omen on both teams, but we do have Sova, Chamber, and then the Waylay still holding on for the current defensive side. So definitely interesting to see. A couple of swaps up is what it is as we get essentially the same setup. Instead of a Cypher on C, it's Chamber, and the A hit gets shut down quickly. XPL Weston gets gunned down by the Jets Sheriff here.
Yeah, indeed. So already off to a good start. You already know if you're modern day, you want to get that jump start immediately. Set your momentum, set the foot down. You just see Dino Nuggets. He's trying to at least survey that, and Mean tries to peek that corner around. Lots of early stalemate going on, but as you already know, Colonel, the first shot always means a lot in these opening matchups.
Yeah, peeking over here, the Waylay trying to hold Garage, but he's getting pushed pretty heavily. Is going to be able to back away, move over toward this C rotation. AFKZ dashes in. Waylay throws the slow out here. He's going to be able to get that kill on Jet. 5v3 now. We'll see if they can get this push on to C, at least get some frags maybe before the round goes out. 5v2 now. Fade getting harassed pretty heavily. Omen trying to lurk up through the smoke. Shadow Step trying to harass to the side. He's able to take down Dino Nuggets, and the Cypher will get gunned down as well in Garage. So really nice opening round here for the defense. 2 kills for the Jet, none for the Sova, but other than that, 1 all around.
Yeah, like we said, Modern Day really likes to get things going, and that time very early on into the pistol round. Now Modern Day really has a lot more managers that can work out. Again, losing the pistol round is always kind of so hard, so if you're the WTN Ninjas, you're really going to have to start picking up the pace. Even with less resources, you still have a chance to catch this team off guard, but again, Monterey really does not want to lose any sort of rounds as they get set up for this next one. And it looks like Waylay's going to try and jumpstart it early, but he's going to dash off for the time being. Fires a couple shots, but West is going to drop Mean for the time being. That is really not what they wanted. Once more, there's a drop shot. The 2 players coming in. Omen get able to trade off once more, but there's Cypher just dropping him instantly. And now Omen once more tries to dash out, has a bit of the shotgun from it as the spike is planted, and Omen's gonna drop them immediately, gonna go for the defuse, and Cypher in trouble, but Jet's going to take him down, and defuse is happening, and Modern Day secures another round victory.
Yeah, that's just a really clean retake. They get some kills at the start there. Waylay's still able to find 1. The Chamber rather, I think found 2 there at the start of the round. So definitely could have been a bit more dangerous if it ended up being a 5v3 for the attack, but not going to be able to stay fully alive while they get the spike down. And then the retake there, just too much util, too much of a gun advantage. They get the flank as well, so not going to be too much success they can forcefully find. But we do see the buys coming out now by this attacking side of the Ninjas. We'll see what they want to do. Chamber actually getting a hard save here. Maybe some connection issues. I believe that was the same player who had them in the first attempt of the lobby. And we do get the jump out here. Gets gunned down by this Vandal. Attempted decent there by the Jet, but not going to make it happen. There's our Cypher is on the move now, so may not have bought, but we'll be able to pick up that Outlaw. AFK Zay able to take it down to 1 as this Omen here trying to lurk in the shadows, trying to swap over. Gets that Vandal picked up. Regen shield will heal them back up to 30, but not going to be the most impactful. Still just going to die to a bullet or 2, but we'll see for the moment. Heaven getting taken. They will try and peek out. This Reyna could be in danger as a couple of shots missed out by the Chamber. Ends up dropping to XPL Weston. 3 versus 2 now as the Ninjas trying to find their first round. Zero Mean goes down. AFKZ able to take that kill. Omen finds 1 still, though only 5 HP. Gets taken out. A kill for that top ranking player. AFKZ able to pick up a nice quadra to secure the first round for the Ninjas.
Let's go.
Indeed, and just like that, momentum is certainly on the Ninja's side. And this is what I was talking about earlier. You have to punch your foot down and kind of take Modern Day by surprise. That time they really did well, taking out their couple players left and right. And now with the Ninjas, they probably have a lot more to work with now coming into this next round. Obviously, some things just not go out in their favor. But if you're Modern Day, you really can't let things happen to you like this. So coming into this next round, they're gonna probably play a bit more defensively, as we see Jet slowly thought about pushing that side, does not want to do it, as we just see a bit of the prowess to pick coming out now. Shots fired left and right, but Jet's going to dash out of the way, making use of what he can. cleared out of the way as Jet drops one for Modern Day. Now he's gonna back off the time. Yes, AKC just gets stopped immediately by Omen. So very much proud, but there is Cypher once more making his presence known. Gets 2P, and now it's a 3v3, all even so far in this matchup.
Yeah, they are going to peek out. The Cypher goes for 1, but Koi Pop gets 2. Last player in hell now, but they don't necessarily know where he's moved. The Sova looking down, they certainly think about it, and they do find him there. Chamber gets the mark, gets it picked up with a headshot. 3 rounds now to Modern Day. Well done there on that hold. It's a nice take attempt, but they just lost a few too many players through some smokes and at the earliest portions of that round. So definitely a nice attempt there by the Ninjas, but not enough to get past the Modern Day wall. As we'll see exactly what the plan is going to be now for the Ninjas. They have a couple of buys here. They're going to keep 2 Vandal kits on their top 2 frags, a Spectre Light, and a couple of pistols for the side of Dino Nuggets and Frogs. So we'll see the attack. Looks like it is going to be a pretty slow up grass here, so a lot of emphasis going to be on a player such as Zero Mean here. This Waylay trying to hold it down, has that anchor set to go back in time, but not going to get any peeks, so just takes the util backs away to safety, as they will continue to retreat. On the other side, though, Jet finds 1. Chamber gets another as well. AFK and the side of Mua going to go down here at the start. And again, Modern Day just finding these nice picks on a very slow default, slowly lurking up the open space, finding the picks where they are. And now it's a very tough position again for the side of the Ninjas. Leaning toward window here, really thinking about this B hit. It would be only the Omen blocking out their path, but again, going to be a bit of a tough call wherever they go, having to try and find the entry picks and then hold down an even game, but we'll see for the moment. Moving on over towards A, it looks like. Thinking about it, the fade moving forward. XPL-WTN going to invade mid a little bit, so not exactly sure what the attack is looking for here. Trying to get a couple of prongs on their attack here. As we do get a fight, XPL-WTN finds the Omen. Down long, though, the Jet peeks out. Gets 1, gets traded. Dino Nuggets able to resecure that kill. XPL-WTN gets 1 before being traded. Fade now does secure a Vandal and does not find the Sova. Would have had a 1v1 if they got that kill on Koi Pop, but well played. The Sova wins the fourth round for Modern Day.
Yeah, the bit hesitation on that Omen is what allowed Reina to get that easy, secure kill. You saw for the meantime they trying to catch him off guard, but again, it's the hesitation that really gets you in these early rounds. Again, you don't want to ever kind of just hesitate for the time being. You either have to take that shot, or otherwise it's going to be a very, very rough time for you. As again, Modern Day with a 4-1 lead advantage, and if you're the side of the Ninjas, you really don't want to do anything. Well, you do want to at least get a quick round off them and catch Modern Day by surprise, and that's what they've been doing so far, is catching them off guard left and right. As we see, Koi Pop just dropped another one as AKZ returns the favor on Chambers, and now Sova gets one as well. The shots fired was Koi Pop with the triple feed. Oh my goodness, we're gonna go for the ace, and he will get one. Oh my heavens, Koi Pop with his Sova main gets the round win.
And, I mean, yeah, that was just absolutely beautiful. Sends the drone out, gets the first kill off the tag. Fair, fair. Second player rushing in, gets that Jet. Really nice shot on the Jet. Able to get it before any of those knives get thrown his way. Peeks back down, finds the third on some nice crosshair placement. A beautiful spray transfer for the fourth. And then the Omen just doesn't find the shots he needs to get that kill. Not that it would have meant much for the round, but really well done by Koi Pop there. And they have no interest going back to that Omen. Unfortunately, the Jet had the read, moved off of A, and finds the opening pick here onto Dino. Weston gets 1, but the Chamber opts down AFKZ. Second onto Omen here. Really nice work by the Chamber. Pistols out, hunting for heads on the Reina. A couple of chokes there, but eventually gets the shot. 3 and 4. And these players are on absolute fire right now. Modern Day leads 6-1 now off of some extremely inspired play of Koi Pop and this Chamber. Really well done for the two of them. 9 kills in 2 rounds, and they of course win both.
I mean, what did we just see? That Chambers was absolutely impressive. Getting that double collateral and then using the pistol to fire off the one and then finishing off with that. That is impressive, and that is why Modern Day, even with the 1-2 record, they still have some pretty powerful players on their team as we get set for another round. As we see the Wale, last time they got paid for they paid for that, but they're going to back off for the time being. As he popped one on her, Chambers trying to fire up shots, he misses one, tries to do for for another,
Boy.
but can't find anything. But Omen's gonna get dropped by Weston. Now Wayla's gonna circle back around as we head over to the Jet. Jet tries to at least fire a couple shots. Tries to land, but AFKZ is going to drop with the tray off the mirror match. Not in favor, but there's Koi Pop once again getting their revenge, and now seems to be Modern Day trying to fire back once more as Wale drops one, looks for another, but Frogs is going to drop them as well. 3-2 in favor of the Ninjas as Frogs once more trying to back off, and he's going to use his ability to teleport away for the time being. He's going to park it there, see what he can do as the spike is planted. Chambers tries to get off, but he can't land it the second chance effort. No reason for him, boy. Koi Pop is going to make sure he gets caught lacking. As now the 2v2 tied with a lot of manpower, trying to at least get anything. The drone is sent out. Koi Pop tries to survey his surroundings once more. Tries to get the Jet, but there it is. Not enough time. Koi Pop tries to fire a couple shots, not finding anything. Chambers trying to back him up. Boat is going out, but it's not going to do much damage. But Jet's going to drop them, and it looks like the Ninjas secure a round victory, catching Modern Day off guard.
And yeah, they get that player advantage. They had I think it was a 3v2 into Koi Pop in that chamber, and they get the spike down, and they just burn time, right? Your player in mid stalls around, and even though I think it was the Omen, doesn't actually get any kills in the middle of the map there, just burns a ton of the time off of the clock, and then the two of them, they just have to go in, right? They don't have the time on the clock to mess around, so they end up having to take a very risky play into the Jet, and AFK able to shut them down for the second round win for the side of Weston. Wele dashes in, and then has to immediately recall out as the chamber here trying to find some shots. Had that op lost rat last round, but himself and the Jet now double opping in this round. But Zero Mean finds two, Koi Pop finds one. Weston is able to retrade the Omen, but it's a losing trade, and Zero Mean through Garage. Another double, and he's a 4 for the round here. And these multi-kills for Modern Day have been going insane. Sova gets an ace, Chamber gets a 4. They drop around to some good macro play, and then Zero Mean picks up a 4 himself here. The Jet and Omen have been pushed to the bottom of the scoreboard, but it's not because they're playing poorly. The others are just playing fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, and like you take a look at Modern Day. They like to play fast. They like to play aggressive. They just like to get their shots out really quick. And if you take a look at what the Ninjas are doing, they like to play it slow and methodically and just kind of tire Modern Day out. And look at, there you go again. Wale does the dash and just immediately backs out as Omen parks the buzz. But the trade-off is going to be immediate as Omen parks it once again. The two-piece. Oh my goodness, what is going on for Modern Day? They are absolutely correct right now. 3-2 in favor of Modern Day as Weston gets one more. The 2v2 trying to get one more. Koi Pop fires with a couple balls, but it's not going to do anything as Weston gets paid forward and Modern Day continues the trend.
And yeah, that was really nice there, that ending to that round. Omen able to get a double kill on the Odin. The Sova able to pick one up with the Hunter's Fury, and then the Jet on that double op setup there, able to shut down the Reyna at the end of the round. Weston dodged too many op shots that round to survive the final one. Chamber, a couple of unfortunate ones as they're calling for a tack pause. I believe they should be able to take one. Obviously, we'll wait to see here as we get the pause timer. I'm not exactly sure. Okay, yeah, I think they're looking at taking that tack pause next round. No big deal here. Of course, we'll let our players take whatever time they need to get things fixed up or talk some strategy. As Zero Mean just gonna take that reset here. In a bit of danger though. The Prowler gonna tag, but okay, we just have our team to back us up. Omen finds one with the Odin. Chamber aiming into Garage here, but to get one. Wele just gonna pop the Odin. Gonna hit all three with it. Peeks out, but no! The Bucky in the close range. Mua able to take it down the side of Zero Mean. They want to get that gun, but the crossfire, they know Chamber was watching earlier, and he most certainly still is. Can't go too far. There goes Fade. We'll get one gun picked up here for this Cypher. Frogs as well now trying to upgrade the arsenal, but in the 4v2, it's a bit of a tough situation right now. They are both in Garage, and Sova, Koi Pop may be the next one to find that out. Chamber trying to move over. Won't get a shot here. On the back, though. They find Chase Cypher. Not lethal, though. Just a few shots in the back here. As we'll see the rotation. It may now be on Jet here to try and get some shutdown, but they're actually thinking about going B, it looks like. They're both sitting window, but there they go. They rotate out, and now Jet going to have to try and get something going. If they do end up going A, actually, they're still a little bit indecisive on exactly where they want to go. Looks like it will be quiet up A.
Left.
Yeah, it looks like it right now, and the Ninjas really down a lot of the disadvantage. They're, again, in 4v2, not much they can do, but they're going to try what they can. Again, they have the Cypher and the Omen. See what they can do. Cypher does have the
Oh, Jet
spike,
knows.
as Jet tries to do.
Wow.
Jet looking to get one! He
Blinded.
pops one immediately. Cypher immediately was not expecting that. Now it's all up to Jet
Nah.
with the shotgun.
Okay.
Tries to get one, but Frog shuts it down! But Koi Pop says, no comeback for you! And it looks like Modern Day is just running away with this one.
I saw the Jet pull out the shorty in the open smoke, and I'm like, you don't have dash. What is the game plan here, Jet? And then he updrafts, and I go, no, you can't do it to him. But sure enough, he ends up not being able to do it to him there, as they do call for a timeout here. We're in tournament mode. I'm pretty sure there's just a button for it, but no big deal here. They're going to take a little bit of time here to, I believe, talk some strategy, try and figure out exactly what they need to do. They have 3 ultimates. They have some interesting ones as well with the Cypher and the Fade, so definitely could call some interesting play ideology or play ideas here in terms of exactly what they want to do with this round. And then obviously their defensive going to need a little bit of time to try and figure out how do we close this gap. It'll either be 10-2 or 9-3 at the end of the half here, depending on the result of this round. So I'm interested to see it. I do think Chamber is opping this round, and it's the last round of the half, so I do think he should probably just pick up a Vandal or whatever rifle he prefers, because he already has an op in his ultimate, but looks like they're buying 3 ops this round, so a bit of a heavy investment here for the side of Modern Day, but we'll see how it ends up paying off for them here. They have an op on every site, so gonna be a little bit difficult to push anywhere.
I think, yeah, you're probably right. They got ops on a lot of their sides, so they're probably going like, you know what, we have the lead. Let's just end this as quickly as possible. And if I'm the Ninjas right now, I'm thinking about start playing a bit more aggressive, because it's so far that defensiveness really is not working out for them. We see a lot of times they can get a couple kills off, maybe get the advantage in their favor, but it's really just not working out for them. Again, they've had so many chances to try and catch them off guard, but again, Modern Day, impressive. Chambers has really showed a lot of his struts so far. I mean, he's had a heck of a game as we get set and we're around after the tech timeout, as Jet immediately tries to get a sniper, but AFKZ is going to drop the woods. Whereas Koi Pop also gets dropped. Weston looking to make a big play, and now it looks like the Ninjas, after the timeout, looks they're trying to maintain the momentum as Cypher tries to fire a couple of shots, lands one.
Okay.
Gets one as the spike is planted. The 5v2 in their favor as Jet runs through the smoke, see what we can do for the time being. But it's not gonna matter as Cypher immediately drops her down as Omen gets one, trying to grab a couple another Omen. Oh no, no, he's not going to clutch it.
Where?
He's not going to clutch it as Omen tries to fight out, but the other Omen, Frogs, immediately drops him.
That is an absurd shadow step here by Modern Day at the end of the round there. I do not know what the best case scenario we find there is. Maybe playing the Paranoia, still blinding both of them. Just shadow steps into the open there. It ended up not working out, but it's still a 9-3 half for them. Obviously ignoring any Fnatic curses. Obviously going to be in a pretty good spot here. 6 rounds up, only need 4 in the half to win the map here. So we'll see how it goes. Again, this is only a best of 1, so Modern Day don't really need that much more success to lock down this week's win, but we'll wait and see exactly what the attacking strategy is going to be for them. Based on what we saw on defense, I expect it to be a lot of rushing and a lot of forced gunfights where they are going to try and stop this defensive side of the Weston Ninjas from doing anything tactical, and they are just going to turn every round into a gunfight. Better player wins, but we'll see here Mua with the Sheriff trying to peek out. Is just going to get gunned down on his camera. Not the greatest look there, but the Jet will find the kill. Koi Pop goes for the plant. 1 in garage, 3 coming CT, so we'll see how this goes. They're just spraying through the smoke at any audio they hear, and we'll wait and see how it goes here. I think it's going to be a really tough retake. It down a player against this type of team, as we'll see AFK peek out first, gets the first kill. Well done here by the Jet, gets 2. AFK popping off the start of this retake. Koi goes for 1, gets traded. AFK now goes down 2v2, the Waylay dead, the Jet dead, 1v1, Omen trying to make it happen, and Frogs really nicely done there by the side of Weston in a very tough situation, but some inspired play by AFKZ, able to find a couple of nice opening picks, re-even the tables, and then Frogs close it out, get the defuse, and wins the pistol here.
If I'm not mistaken, it looks like Weston Ninjas is trying to slowly get their first win, and would it be a story for tonight if they manage to pull it off. So far, down 5, 9-4 is the score, so this is really looking good. Looks like that tech timeout that they took really helped them, and now you see they're playing way more aggressive than they were before, because earlier on they were playing very defensive. They weren't getting anything to follow, but now in the second matchup, they are absolutely playing way more aggressive, going for a lot more stuff, just basically just going for a lot of gunfights as they can. As we just see Jet try to park the bus for the time being, got a couple of shots but can't find anything, but is going to dash out of the way and retreat as he severely reloads. As we head over to Weston, he's going to try to slowly maybe catch somebody off guard maybe, but no, not to do anything. Fire a couple of shots, but Koi Pop catches them lacking, and that was a huge mistake from Weston. As we see Koi Pop once more going to park it off, we see Mean with the shorty, as looks like Cypher's going to have the Marshall. See if we can catch somebody off guard, and there is the trade-off. Cypher gets one as AVKZ also drops someone as well, and now it's a 4v3 if you're a modern day, but AVKZ immediately dropping them again. It's back to a stalemate as Frogs looks to try to make a push. Jet realizes it could be something. Looks like the dash for the time being has his ability ready to go as Omen plants the spike. And now the spike is planted. So we'll see what Western Ninjas look to come up for the time being. Frost drops one. Looking to drop another Cypher. I'm sorry, not Cypher. Yes, that is Cypher. Looking to make a play. Looking to make one more Koi Pop. The last man back, but he is going to get dropped. And yes, Western Ninjas gets another round victory.
And yeah, really nice work. You win the pistol, obviously, in Valorant. It is a game where the people who win pistol are expected to win the second round, but there were definitely some ways for it to not happen there. But again, it's the same story, right? They have a clean retake. They don't do anything super duper fancy. They just play some clean Valorant, and they are able to get the round win back for it. So well done to them here. They get that 2-0 to start the half off, but now is your real first test. You are at a major disadvantage here. 4 rifle kits and then a Guardian regen kit for the chamber here for this modern day side, whereas you have 3 specters, a sheriff, and an outlaw with only 2 full shields on your SMG players, as it's a full push down C. Cypher trying to hold on, does get scanned out. He'll get sprayed through the box now. 5v4, and it will be the plant secured on C. Koi Pop will be the one to take that title. 2 pushing garage for the moment. Omen holding on inside of it for this attacking side. Reyna has to be in a bit of a dangerous, careful position here. If you peek too far without checking this corner, the Omen could go for a double kill, and he will. Finds one. Frogs, though, gets back to safety. Didn't know necessarily how much danger he was in, but they will be able to get some of it back. Unfortunately, though, it is just going to be a clean round. The Flawless is secured here for the side of modern day, but again, that's how Valorant goes. The team that wins pistol almost always wins the second round and then loses the third. These 2-1 start patterns extremely common in the game of Valorant. So now should have all 10 players on a full buy or very close to a full buy, so we'll see exactly what the pattern is going to be here, as it does look like we'll have 9 players on a rifle kit with the side of Dino Nuggets on a light shield Spectre, but we'll have to wait and see here. Yeah, we'll be at 9 full kits here. I suppose Chamber still on his regen shield, but definitely going to be another slightly tough round for the side of the Ninjas in terms of the weaponry, but it's just 1 gun disadvantage, so not the biggest deal of all time.
Not much they can. They're not going to lose a lot of sleep with the disadvantage, but they do have a chance to kind of make the name for themselves if they can. As we see Cypher try to fire a couple of shots as Omen looks to drop one, and he's going to see if he can do it. Cypher shoots the smoke as he, at this point, just shooting anything as he hears audio. And so he's going to sit there and park the bus for the time being, or will he not know? As we see Koi Pop immediately retreats out for it, and now Cypher is just going to just sit there for the moment. As we head over to the modern day side, as we see Wale again, and then there's the plant from one of the players. Yes, it is. The spike has been planted, so let's see what they can do. Trying to draw attention to themselves. Don't know if that's going to be a smart idea, as we see 3 players from Western Ninjas trying to make a play. I'm not going to do anything as Jet's parks for the time being. He's going to dash. Other Jet will, and they're going to pay for the aggressiveness. Frogs drops one, and that's going to be it, as modern day with a efficient round sweep, only losing 1 member, and now they're up 11-5.
And yeah, it's really nicely done here again by Modern Day, right? They win that second round, and again, have the slight advantage, but obviously have to still get it done at the end of the day here. So we'll see now, technically only 2 rounds away from victory, and considering the current state of the Western Ninjas economy, I would definitely expect them to take that first of 2 right now. They're still on full kits right now. They have rifles and shields, but the opposition, they're on Spectre, Stinger, Classic, with light shields for everybody in a region, interestingly, for the Classic here. I think they might be trying to force the ult orb for the Jet here to, yeah, they do. They get the ult orb for the side of AFKZ, and then he will have that Blade Storm available. So I think a lot of the weight is going to be on him this round to try and get something going on the retake, but Cypher gets some decent damage out. Unfortunately, can't get a kill for it. So here we go. Going to be a lot of the work here on this Jet right now if they are going to win this round and stop the match point from coming through. Walking forward. Nope. Koi Pop says no. Goodbye. 1 kill for him. 2 kills for him. And unfortunately, the hero of the round gets taken out, chased into spawn. There goes Dino Nuggets. 12-5 now. Modern Day. 1 round in the next 7 away from locking this one through.
Yeah, indeed, and it looks like if Western Ninja does not turn things around, they're gonna go with another loss, and I know that's gonna be very heartbreaking for them. Looks like for the time being, when they were down 5, it looks like they were at least slowly picking up the pace, but right now it's just not looking out for them as the final round. If it is the final round for Modern Day, just trying to at least clean up the sweep if they can. It's just the Omen picking up the spike, and here we go, the final matchup. If they can do it, we'll have to see as Omen sets up his teleportation. Tries to do what he can. They're all they actually to be on Danger C site. And there is Jet gonna drop them for the time being as AKZ sits to the smoke. Looking to dash once more as Mean drops him. Shoots to the smoke one more time. Tries to fly through the air, but can't find anything. Jet once more. Sent into smoke as Koi Pot just immediately dropped him. Frog's trying to do what he can. Frog is going to drop them, but Koi Pot drops him as well. It is all or never, and it looks like Dino Nuggets is going to get dropped, and unfortunately, Modern Day will get another victory, and it's going to be 0-4 for Western Ninjas. No win for them tonight, but hopefully they have a chance to get another win next week, maybe.
And yeah, really, really clean. I really think that this game goes to show the power and strength that some of the teams in these divisions have. Again, Modern Day showcase their skill, and they're 1-2, now 2-2 in this division. So obviously some very good teams at the top. You have the OC Thunder Dragons full of Radiance, Immortals, and Ascendants. So definitely some strong teams in the division, but even some of those other, I don't want to say middle of the road teams, but those teams in the middle of the table, right? You have Mont Prisma and BF Purple, the Val Raiders. A lot of those teams that occupy the middle of these tables have been able to get wins over teams like MD Val. So again, just goes to show the exact strength of these top 2 Division 1A and 1Bs here in the spring bracket. But definitely well played to the side of MD Val today. Modern Day pick up a very nice map win here on Haven over the side of the Western Ninjas, who again definitely had some nice moments there. AFKZ able to showcase some nice play, but unfortunately at the end of the day, just not going to be able to get enough. But as always, it is unfortunately only a BO1 today. So that is it for the stream. Thank you everybody for hopping in. I've been Colonel, that's been Kenzo. We've been here with Edge and Tucker. Thank you all for hopping in. Be sure to keep an eye out for any future streams. Think that's it for this week, but as always, hope to see you guys all again next time.